Hello, I'm Corporal Stiles at Eastern Florida State College Security Palm Bay campus. I'm here to talk with you about patrol techniques. First, what is a patrol? The Florida Class D training manual defines a patrol as a calculated movement on foot or mounted through a specific area for the purpose of gathering information. Here at Eastern Florida State College, we'll be doing our patrols on foot or in a motorized security cart. The manual also says there are three purposes of patrol. 1. Protection of property. 2. Protection of people. And 3. Protection of information. Now I could go along and take out the manual and read straight from the manual with terms and definitions, but I've also found that the best way to learn is to just get out there and do it. So let's take a minute, gather the information we'll need for a patrol, pick up our equipment that we'll need for patrol, and get out there and just do it.
Before we go out on patrol, let's check our college email and take a look at the Security Pass-On book. There could be some valuable information that we could use while on patrol. It's a good idea to check with your supervisor to see if there are areas of concern, such as areas with recent vandalism or known for homeless activity, and other areas with incidents of unauthorized activity.
Alright, we've checked our college email and the pass-on book for information we might need while on patrol. Now let's get our equipment. First, a radio. The radio is our primary means of communication. It's the fastest way to alert other team members of a possible problem on campus or if I need assistance. Next, a cell phone. Either one of the campus security issue cell phone or my personal phone. I'm going to make sure I have key numbers programmed in there that I might need, such as campus maintenance, on-call maintenance, the campus custodial team, the local non-emergency number for the police department, and also my campus supervisor. I also need a flashlight. Even if I'm working day shift, I'll carry a flashlight. A flashlight can come in handy if there's a power outage or you have to enter a portion of the campus that isn't well lit. Also, I'll grab a set of college keys. This will assist me if I have to enter an area of the campus that is locked or secured. I'll also grab my notebook. Keep this notebook because this notebook will assist me in my duties to detect, deter, and report. Also, I'll be using 5 of my 6 senses. I'll be using the sense of my sight, hearing, smell, touch, and most important of all, I'll be using common sense. Alright, we've got everything we need. Let's go out on patrol.
The foot patrol is the most basic security function. The purpose of patrol is to prevent and detect crime, unauthorized activity, and safety problems. The Florida Class D License Training Manual states that there are 5 types of patrol, and they are 1. Routine, 2. Special, 3. Random, 4. Conspicuous, and 5. Inconspicuous. When we patrol at EFSC, either on foot or in one of the security carts, we will primarily be using a combination of random and conspicuous. We want to be visible and noticed, but not routine or predictable. The foot patrol is the most common type of patrol. While on foot, the patrol officer should be looking for any safety violations such as blocked fire exits and blocked fire extinguishers. Learn the location of fire alarm panels, fire extinguishers, fire alarm pull stations, first aid kits, and AED boxes. Look at the fire extinguishers and make sure they are in good condition and fully charged. learned alternate ways to gain access to buildings and rooms. This can be helpful when responding to emergencies and using the primary entrance isn't available or is unsafe. Your knowledge of the campus and its buildings can be very useful to outside responding agencies in an emergency situation. Learn the layout of the campus grounds and the buildings.
Sounds like we have a trouble alarm sounding. Let's go check it out. I'll go to the main fire alarm panel room to see if I can get more information. Let's silence the alarm and check the readout screen to see what the problem is. I'll take out my notebook and write down the information on the alarm panel screen. I'll include this information in a work order that I will submit when I complete my patrol. If a room number is indicated on the readout screen, I'll go to that room and do a check. For example, if the screen reads faulty smoke detector room 120, I would check room 120 to make sure there isn't a more serious problem. I would also do a walk down of the entire building. Along with my work order, I would also make a note in the security pass-on log. The trouble alarm will resound in 24 hours if repairs have been made by a fire alarm technician.
It looks like one of the building's water fountains has a minor water leak, creating the possibility of a slip and fall accident. Let's take some action to try to prevent this from happening. I would much rather write a work order than write an incident report for a student-employee slip and fall injury. I tried to call the on-duty custodian but wasn't able to make contact. There's a custodian closet nearby. I will check there and see if there's anything I can use. When I complete my patrol, I will submit a work order on the water leak and make a note in the security pass-on book. While on patrol, if you see something that is a safety concern or can result in damage to college property or is damage to college property, you are expected to take some action. That action could be as simple as placing a cone, sign, barricade, or caution tape around the area, along with completing a work order. Remember, detect and report. Now let's continue our patrol.
When the campus is closed, you should conduct checks of all campus buildings' exterior doors to ensure they are properly secured.
Check areas that have easy access from off-campus property, such as exterior stairwells and wooded areas. These areas could offer a hiding place for unauthorized campus visitors. Learn all the potential hiding places on your assigned campus. While on patrol, make contact with staff and students. Get to know the people working or attending classes in the areas you patrol. If you are new to the campus, introduce yourself. It's good for staff and students to get used to seeing you and talking to you. This will increase the chance of staff and students contacting you with information that might be of concern and affect the safety of the campus. Get used to being seen, but don't be predictable in your patrol. In other words, don't be conducting a patrol of the library and have the staff able to say, "Oh look, there's security, it must be 10:15.
Work on your communication skills. Engage those you come in contact with in conversation. Be courteous and polite. In other words, be nice until it's time not to be nice.
I want you to be nice until it's time to not be nice.
Well, how are we supposed to know when that is?
You won't. I'll let you know.
10 to 7. I'll be making contact with a white male, late 40s, early 50s, building 3, East Centerville. How you doing today? Corporal Style with Eastern Florida State College Campus Security.
I'm fine, thank you, officer.
Are you a student?
No, I'm not.
Do you have some ID?
Yes, I do.
What brings you to campus today? Can I see your ID, please?
It's public space and just figured you're on security. Enjoy the beautiful day.
That's good, but this is private property. And I'm going to, you don't have business with the college, I'm going to ask you to leave the property. Yes, sir. Can I see your ID? Mr. Richard, you don't have any business with the college?
No, I haven't.
All right, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the property.
Okay.
Yes.
Shouldn't there be someone with a higher rank telling you this? Like a sergeant who knows what authority that is?
If you don't leave the property, I'm going to call the local police and have you removed.
Okay.
Check the bikes and scooters in the provided racks to ensure they are properly secured. Take a look at any bulletin boards you pass by for out-of-date material or unauthorized material, and remove this material from the boards. I've completed my foot patrol and I submitted the work orders for the trouble alarm and the water leak. Now I'm ready to start my mounted or mobile patrol of the campus. Before I go on mobile patrol, I will do a check of the security card I will be using while on patrol. I'll do a walk around the cart looking for any unreported damage. If I find any unreported damage, I'll notify my supervisor. I'll check the tires for proper inflation and unusual wear. I will check the oil, battery terminals, and drive belt. I'll check to ensure that all lights are working properly. Headlights, turn signals, emergency flashers, overhead light, and auxiliary light. I will check the equipment box for the proper equipment. This includes the AED and first aid kit. I will document this check on the cart checklist. Now that I have completed my check of the security cart, I'm ready to start my patrol. While on patrol, I will be looking for some of the same things on foot patrol, such as safety issues and hazards. The purpose of mobile patrol is the same as foot patrol: protection of people, property, and information. Today, I'm going to start my patrol by checking some of the outer areas and buildings of the campus. Same as with foot patrol, I will make my mobile patrol random and I won't set a pattern. It appears there may have been an attempt to gain unauthorized entry to a building at the softball field. I will look around the building to see if there are any other signs of the same activity. I'll notify my supervisor and call the local police department non-emergency line. I will document the scene, such as photographs and my observations. I will need this information to complete an incident report, an AI report, and work order. When the local PD officer arrives, I will get the officer's name and ID number, along with the police department case number and call for service number. I include this information in my incident report. Looks like his stop sign is out of position. This will take a work order. We'll get this corrected.
When patrolling on interior sidewalks and walkways, Use caution, go slow, and remember, pedestrians always have the right of way. When patrolling the campus roadways and parking lots, you should set the example by following the campus traffic flow plan. Stop at the stop signs. Use your turn signals. Also, you'll be expected to enforce the campus parking policy and issue citations when necessary.
Now that we've completed our foot and mobile patrol, let's review what it takes to have a successful and productive patrol.
What is a patrol? A patrol is a calculated movement on foot or mounted through a specific area in order to gather information. Purposes of patrol: protection of property, security for all things which have monetary value, protection of people, avoidance of injuries and criminal acts, protection of information, staff and student confidential data, information essential to EFSC. Types of patrol: conspicuous, people see you and are reminded of your presence. Inconspicuous, doing a patrol in a manner that does not draw attention to you or your presence. Routine, general and equal patrol coverage to all areas and locations. Random, alternating patrol coverage, routes, and times, making it confusing and difficult for someone to locate a pattern. Special or selective, concentrating patrol in high risk or known problem areas. Equipment needed for patrol: notebook and pen, flashlight, keys, radio, cell phone, special instructions. Know your patrol area. People, emergency enter and exit locations, shortcuts you can use if needed, hazards, hiding places, location of fire alarms and pole station, location of first aid boxes and AEDs. Accident prevention: water leaks or spills, loose carpet or flooring, burned out or broken lights, defective sidewalks, holes in fence or broken gates, blocked fire exits, broken door or windows, defective fire extinguishers.
Now that we've covered patrol techniques, let's talk about something that is not only important to patrol, but is important to all areas of the EFSC security officer's duties: the uniform and personal appearance. The EFSC Department of Security has established uniform personal appearance standards that are outlined in General Order number 01-15. A copy of this General Order is in your training booklet that you received as part of your new officer training packet. Review this General Order. The FSC Department of Security established this General Order to establish a standard for uniform and personal appearance in order to project a positive professional image of the department and Eastern Florida State College. Maintaining a professional appearance when contacting people in the performance of your duties will go a long way in achieving professional results with these contacts. The short sleeve uniform shirt is the primary duty uniform. Uniforms shall be kept neat, clean, and professional looking. If an undershirt is worn, it shall be black or navy blue, and if visible, shall not be faded or stretched. If a white t-shirt is worn, no part of the white t-shirt should be visible. Leather and metalware shall be polished. Department of Security uniforms shall not be altered in any way that changes their general appearance or function. Uniforms in need of replacement will be reported to your supervisor. Only wear approved attachments on the uniform shirt, such as rank insignia, badge, nameplate, patches and longevity stripes, U.S. flag pin, department issued photo ID badge. Any other attachments must be approved by the chief. For male officers, hair shall not be over the ear or cover any part of the face below the eyebrows. Beards, goatees, or Fu Manchus are not permitted. Mustaches shall be clean, neatly trimmed, and shall not extend below the corners of the mouth. Sideburns shall not be extended beyond a point even with the middle of the ear. Female officers, shoulder length hair or shorter hair may be worn down. Hair will not cover the face below the eyebrows. Longer hair will be pulled back away from the face and hang no longer than the lower neck or shoulders. If worn in a ponytail or braided, it may be pulled tight and may touch as low as the top of the shoulder blades. That was just a quick review of the uniform and appearance standards outlined in General Order number 1-15. Make sure you read and become familiar with this General Order. Your uniform and appearance is part of your command presence when responding to calls for service and handling situations that may arise on the campus.